Are you one of the millions of Christians who feel disillusioned by politics and wonder if voting even matters? Maybe you're among those who think faith and politics should never mix. But what if, by staying silent, you're unintentionally stepping into rebellion against God? Pastor Josh Howerton of Lakepointe Church recently made waves by declaring that Christians who don't vote are in passive rebellion against God. Sound harsh? Stay with me as we explore why, according to Pastor Howerton, your vote isn't just a civic duty, it's a divine responsibility. At the end of the video, please give me your view on this issue. Do you agree or disagree with Pastor Josh Howerton? Pastor Josh Howerton recently addressed a startling reality. Millions of self-identified Christians who regularly attend church won't be voting in the next presidential election. In his sermon, How to Vote Like Jesus, he warned that avoiding political engagement isn't just apathy, it's spiritual disobedience. Howerton isn't alone in his belief. Throughout the Bible, figures like Moses, Daniel, and Esther took courageous stands in the political arenas of their time. The message is clear. Christians are meant to be actively involved in leadership, not passively removed from it. One of the primary reasons Christians shy away from voting or political discourse is the long-held idea that churches should avoid politics. That concept is completely unbiblical, says Howerton. Is he right? What do you think? Scripture shows us time and again that God's people have always been called to address governmental and societal issues. From the prophetic challenges of John the Baptist to the courageous stands of Nehemiah and Nathan, God's people spoke truth to power. Howerton's challenge is simple. When Christians refuse to engage, it's the godless voices that prevail. Some people argue that the church is becoming too political. Pastor Howerton flips that notion on its head, asserting that it's politics that have become more theological. He cites how modern issues like the redefinition of marriage and abortion rights have moved into the spiritual realm, pushing the church to engage or risk being silenced. The church didn't move, politics did, he declares, pointing out that the government has shifted into spiritual and moral territory that Christians must not ignore. What's at stake? In Pastor Howerton's view, refusing to vote is akin to abdicating a God-given leadership role, much like how a pastor or husband would be wrong to ignore their respective leadership positions. It's a failure to steward the responsibilities God has entrusted us with. America is a constitutional republic where the government is meant to protect individual rights. If Christians neglect their right to vote, they effectively allow those rights to be shaped by voices that may not align with biblical principles. Pastor Howerton powerfully states that voting is a form of worship. Voting is not just a political act, it's a form of stewardship. Do you agree with that statement? Do you think that Jesus would vote? Would he abdicate the responsibility entrusted to him? Should we? As Christians, do our votes reflect our civic responsibilities and our commitment to seeing God's principles reflected in our society? So if you're on the fence about voting, consider this. By voting, are you participating in democracy? Are you fulfilling a divine calling? Please write your opinion in the comment section and like, share, and subscribe to our channel.